Hello my dear fashion enthusiasts. I'm delighted to welcome you back to Brandibay Fashion. Today let's discover together the Comme des Garçons Fall Winter 2026 fashion show presented in Paris under the direction of Rei Kawakubo. From the very beginning, we step into a proposition that goes far beyond a traditional runway show. There is no obvious narrative or clearly defined theme in the conventional sense, but rather a reflection on black as the central language of creation. Kawakubo approaches it as an absolute color, almost cosmic, tied to ideas of rebellion and depth, and that is immediately felt. The show unfolds in two very distinct sequences. First, a series of 16 entirely black silhouettes sets a dense, almost solemn atmosphere. What stands out instantly is the work on volume. The garments do not follow the body, they completely redefine it through vast architectural forms that can feel almost overwhelming. The casting, deliberately neutral and understated, allows the garments to take full focus. The models move with a certain restraint, sometimes constrained by the scale of the pieces, reinforcing the impression that the clothing imposes its own structure rather than adapting to the body. As you observe the details, you begin to notice an impressive richness in the textiles. The surfaces are worked with gathers, draping, layered panels, as well as touches of tulle and delicate embroidery. These elements soften the apparent rigidity of the volumes and introduce movement, almost a subtle vibration, across the garments. Then, after a brief and almost silent pause, a second sequence emerges. 6 additional silhouettes appear, echoing the earlier constructions, but this time rendered in an intense, almost sugary pink. The contrast is striking. Personally, I find this moment particularly powerful because it disrupts everything we have just seen. It is not simply a chromatic variation, but a true visual and emotional rupture. And knowing Kawakubo's approach, this pink does not soften the black, it actually deepens it through contrast. Structurally, the collection continues a dialogue with previous seasons, particularly with an already sculptural aesthetic, but here enriched by a more intricate level of detail. The volumes remain monumental, yet they are now animated by more complex elements integrated directly into the construction. Some silhouettes feature padded volumes at the shoulders, chest, or hips, creating deliberately ambiguous forms. Depending on the angle, they can evoke architectural fragments, almost like sculptural pieces, or more organic shapes, as if they had naturally emerged from the fabric. And then there are the fringes, highly present in several looks, vibrating with every movement. They bring an almost living dimension to the silhouettes. At times they evoke floating marine elements, and at others something more cosmic, like suspended trails moving through space. Despite its abstraction, there is a strong coherence throughout the collection. This is not a collection designed to be immediately readable or wearable. It clearly belongs to an experimental approach, where clothing becomes a tool for questioning. Among its strengths, we can highlight the mastery of volume, the richness of textures, and the ability to create a strong emotional response purely through form and material. On the other hand, some silhouettes may feel highly conceptual, almost difficult to translate into real-life wear, but that is also what defines the strength and identity of Comme des Garçons. In the end, through a first sequence of 16 black silhouettes followed by 6 variations in pink, Rei Kawakubo offers a new exploration of black, deliberately disrupted by a sudden emergence of color. The runway becomes a space for reflection, where each passage seems to raise questions rather than provide answers. I'll now let you fully enjoy the show. Thank you for watching this video on Brandibay Fashion, and feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you very soon for another immersion into the world of fashion.